68 degrees at 7:17 on August 17. T-Rex, ready to start the day. How's it looking out there? Anybody else want to go out? I guess we're going to have to change the name of this episode now. Out the door, weather and more with T-Rex, TK, and Steve. What in the name of... How do they get paid to be wrong all the time is going on here this morning? No wind, they said. No way to scour the low-level moisture from off the ocean, they said. Don't expect too much sunshine on your Thursday, they said. They, in this case, is me. How do they get paid to be wrong? Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to take a guess at it. What happened? Well, 85% of New England is cloudy this morning, Tim. Why don't you zoom in past... Is that Andrew? Fishing this morning. Of course, there are no birds working this morning because he's fishing. Anyhow, that is a low cloud and fog. And it's already bubbling up, so there's instability. So you get the fog and it's trying to percolate. And we are going to have a mostly cloudy day in New England. But never cancel your plan based on a weather forecast because they're often wrong. You wouldn't believe all the changes to the forecast over the next couple of days and week. Yeah, you would. Look at that cloud right there. See, that's a stratocumulus. I want to see the time lapse of this morning. So the air is coming in from the east-southeast at the lower few thousand feet of the atmosphere. But there was a dry hole that came in from off the ocean. That happens sometimes. A dry hole, drier air came in from off the ocean. The summit of Mount Washington this morning, the wind is from the southwest, so up high around 6,000 feet from the southwest. 17 miles an hour, continues to be the week without wind on Mount Washington. And what's even more amazing is the synoptic scale setup. There's a 984 low north of Lake Superior. That is a super summer storm. And generally when that happens, you get a rip and flow from the south up the east coast, and if there were a hurricane or something like that around the Bahamas, it would be doing a beeline north. But there's a 1018 high pressure system over the Gulf of Maine, low level chill. In a blocking pattern, there's a Greenland block, a North Atlantic block, negative North Atlantic oscillation. It has just kind of locked that little, not so strong high, but stronger than it was a couple of days ago, a high pressure system on the coast of Maine, and that's caused a front to be stalled south of New England. That front has to come back to the north ahead of this incoming front tomorrow. That plane's headed off to the southwest. Way up there, the air is coming from the southwest. Oh, I forgot to mention the new moon yesterday. We did a lot of boating. The tide not running very strong for a new moon. Not that high, not that low, but it is low tide right now. And the timing when the moon is new or full, the timing is high tide at lunchtime and midnight, and low tide at dinner time and breakfast. Speaking of breakfast, that is not a snowy egret. It is a heron. You know, egrets are herons. But is that a great blue? Is there a birdologist in the house? A little cormorant just popped up behind it. Andrew, how's the fishing? He's looking up here laughing because he told me he was too busy to go fishing the last few days when the birds were working. It was gray sky, and generally speaking, often the gray skies are better for fishing. Andrew, you can leave a comment as to why that is. We are going to get a gray sky coming back. It'll probably end up mostly cloudy today. Where are we? 4 minutes. I haven't even gotten to the weekend. So the weekend forecast, this front comes plowing through here tomorrow. First a warm front, then a cold front. Most of the rain happens in the morning to midday. And then it turns nice for the evening, and much cooler and drier air is coming in on Friday night into Saturday. And the weather this weekend, it's okay, but the upper level low is going to stall here, and there's a lot of instability. So these instability cumulus with scattered showers are going to develop. Yeah, we're having our picnic on Saturday. I'm not gonna postpone it to the better day, which is Sunday, because I never change a plan based on a forecast. Unless, of course, it's life-threatening or something like that. T-Rex, got some issues? And there's, tomorrow, speaking of life-threatening, the Severe Storm Prediction Center says we have the greatest chance for severe weather here in New England compared to the rest of the country. And, of course, they had to do this. That little tornado hash, 2% chance of a tornado tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of wind aloft and a lot of shear. Now, oh, bird just teased you, Andrew. Just landed on the roof right there. And here's that noisy lobster boat that goes by, I don't know, 2 to 4 times a day, unless there are 2 to 4 of them that look all the same and sound the same. How about the, How about the National Hurricane Center? Now we've got some orange blobs there on the map. And it looks like storms are going to be developing. And even that yellow over the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to show the upper level flow here for a couple of different reasons. The upper flow showing the ridge over the middle of the nation, and then the trough that digs right into the northeast and kind of lingers here, and then comes back again on Monday, backdoor cold front coming down from Canada. That's a hurricane repellent for New England, but you see that kink in the Gulf of Mexico. There may be something developing in the Gulf of Mexico and going into Texas and Central in Mexico. And Central America may have some trouble. As for those ones out in the Atlantic Ocean, here's the run from the Euro last night. It's Florida on the left, Caribbean on the lower left, and then you see a couple of waves, and then there is a cutoff low that would be a tropical storm or a hurricane, but recurving well to the north of the Caribbean, so that action should stay out to sea. So we are safe here on the East Coast from hurricanes for another 5 to 10 days anyway, and that's going to get us close to September, which will be amazingly quiet August. But there will be some named storms within a few days here. Up to 7 minutes now. Next Wednesday has changed from what would have been hot and humid a couple days ago to cold and wet yesterday to now just a fine feel of fall. Next Wednesday, cool, dry air from Canada. The next week forecasts have not been working out too well. Doug Kent pointed that out to me yesterday. Speaking of Doug, the rest of this and more is going to feature Doug and Chet moving a new dock to the South Shore Yacht Club, and we were close up on the race last night, the Twilight series. How'd you end up doing, Kevin? It was fun watching you guys. I'm going to do, for real, a complete video on last night because I've got about 20 minutes of video, but here's a little snippet of on the water yesterday, but starting with T-Rex and I trying to go up the path we used to go up, which we can't go up anymore. What are you roughing? Rough, and at? Where'd Steve go? Oh, I didn't tie him up. He kind of tied himself up. All right, Steve, new member of Out the Door Weather Team. Talk to you later. Oh, I know what you're barking at. The boat leaving the wake in the no wake zone. That's what it is. Love the waves. Had to come back for the waves. I know. No wake. Oh, speaking of no wake, that buoy went back out yesterday. I think the guy or person that dropped it left a serious wake racing back in. Who was that, Andrew? We have not been up here in weeks. I wonder how tall the grass is and if those grown-up turkeys are all, well, the little baby turkeys are grown up, how big they might be. Let's go, Rex. Let's go. No one's used this path. What's this stuff? Looks like grapes. Do we have wild grapes in Weymouth? Are those grapes? You don't think you can get over that stick? Wait till you see what's up here. I think we're not going to go on much further today. Yeah, look at that. So, there's my path. Is this the meadow mix that we expected to grow here when we planted that one wet week in May? All right. Hey, what's that? It's not what you think it is. It's a weed. It looks like weed. T-Rex, I think we gotta go the other way. There's a bit of a wall here. Yeah. You wanna try and go for that? It's not poison ivy, is it? I don't think it is. There he goes. I would never see you again, Rex. He's like, okay, let's go back. Sorry. False alarm. Let's go watch for a container ship going by. And Doug and Chet floating a new dock to South Shore Yacht Club today. Dead end, Rex. Come on. Wednesday, August 16, about noontime. Four River Bridge is supposed to go up any second because of these hustlers taking a joyride underneath it. Oh wait, bridge doesn't have to go up for you guys, does it? You beat me. Couldn't get out here fast enough. I get you going by the industrial plant over there. Fun cloud waves too. Well, it looks like you beat that tug to west of Gusset anyway. Racing another tug now. I entertain myself. I really get a kick out of this. You can't plan these things. It just happens. Should I even try to go over to Turn Harbor and get you pulling through there and over to Stodder's Neck and see the final destination? I got some other things I'm supposed to be doing, so we'll leave it there for now. I'll catch up with you down at the dock later. See where you put it. That was fun. I didn't even notice that the no wake buoy was missing for a day. It's sort of like tax-free weekend. Speed restriction free period is ending now. How'd they just plant that there so fast? That's pretty efficient. Speed restrictions back in place. And then it's ironic that the person that placed the no wake notice is leaving a wake. This is like comedy. 5:15, Back River, South Shore Yacht Club, new piece of equipment. Looked a lot smaller from a distance. This is the thing in the time lapse. And more. There it is, new piece. Where's it going? He's looking at the sky. I'm looking at the new dock. Where's the new dock going?
Under the ramp.
It was fun. And we're not done yet. There's more! And more, and more, and more. Blue sky, we've got some drizzle, and we got some history. An original Navy landing craft. Coming from and going to where, I do not know, but it is cool. It's probably older than me. And we're coming up on the derrick that I've been discussing, whatever you call it, barge with a crane on it. So we're going to answer some questions here tonight. That's where I'm looking from. This and wondering what's going on. Apparently it's called a day marker. It's being rebuilt. I just haven't seen that much action until today when a second barge pulled up and then took off. So I guess we got two things going on. The day marker's getting rebuilt. You can't even see it from here. Oh yeah, that's it right in the foreground, Tim. Right there. And then the other barge took off and went around Pettix Island. We're going out to see the sailboat race in case you haven't guessed. That's the one we took into Boston Friday to Earth, Wind and Fire. What shows no mercy for little craft. These 3-foot wake, be rocking and rolling. That's why we got in front of them. Tell by his dented bow. Doesn't care. So that's what the new one's gonna look like. This is a fairly new one here, just south of Pettix. out of the way, but trying to get a good view. Love it. Thank you, Doug. Oh, it's like quieter in here. We got good music. They're just milling around. Doesn't seem like anybody's in position to try and blast through the crowd right there. What do I know? I talk a lot. Talk more than I know. Doug has informed me that they are racing, even though we didn't hear the horn. There's the committee boat, and clearly. So I'm not gonna be able to get the finish like this, but they say that the start. Well, how much percentage is the start when it comes to winning the race? Most of it. So that's at least 51%. Getting the start. There are our leaders. All right, the race has begun. I have a lot to learn because that's nowhere near the starting line. They're coming into the starting line, maybe different classes, I guess. Then there's the committee boat right there, so that's the starting line. And here are your leaders. Right here. And I guess more than 50% of the battle is getting off the starting line fast and first. I'd love to call the play-by-play on you guys, but I just don't know it that well. So clearly a staggered start, and I'm not sure where the mark is, but it appears that 4-1, how's my eyes? 8-9-3 is in the lead right now. And then it looks like there's another class or group just about to start at 6:30. Fun. We'll see how much memory I have on my phone, whether I can get all this. We've had so much so far today, and more, and more. Running away here, running away. Knows a photo op when he sees one. He, or she, traveling light, aren't you? Okay, looks like he's tacking, so he's got a different tack than the other ones. Did I say that right? I hope so. Are they going directly for the mark over there? So you got 3 different strategies. Those 3. These 3. And that 1. Second heat coming off the start now. It's just past 6:30. So we're gonna go to the first mark and see how we do. Sometimes it's hard to tell which boats are in the race. Those 3 are. They went wide. I'm not sure about that one. And I think 2 out of 4 of these are in the race. All right, rounding the first mark here. It's the green buoy. So it looks like they're going kind of wide. Oh, the next mark must be way down there. Okay, got it. All right, pretty peaceful. So not a sharp corner here. Coincidentally, we can see our house there in Great Hill behind that first mark. Interesting strategy here. So the ones coming right at us, I believe, have the right of way. Got that on video. Oh my goodness. I think no comment is the best comment right now. Gotta have a cormorant in there. How's the fishing? All right, spinnakers are coming up for that first fleet that's just rounded the second mark. It's more of a sharp corner here. So maybe we'll actually see some contact this time. Hey, Kevin. All right, coming up on the second mark. Spinnakers are going up downwind. People that have already rounded the mark going by Great Hill. Actually, that's an island. What island?
second mark.